1. It's 8:30 Prep, a production of 3R Prep, the tutoring company which I run, and you're going to get smart at, all 5 of you on the internet watching me, and the 50 million views. Say hello to Damian Metcalf, my producer.
What's up, nerds?
Hey, nerds. Math people. Math time. It is today Wednesday? Is today Wednesday?
I think so.
Man, COVID is really messing it up. You know my problem? I got the COVID-19. I gained the COVID-19, so my fat butt's going to get on the treadmill and lose some weight. We're going to do the 11 hardest problems on the last SATs. These are the official practice test, and this is from 2012. It was called the 1267C. It's my favorite ACT math test because it's the start of the book that I started writing in 2014.
I think you might want to explain what you mean by I got the COVID. I think you should explain.
What? Because teenagers don't know? Oh, the COVID-19 is you gained weight.
Okay.
You don't know this?
It sounded like you were saying you have the virus.
I don't have the virus. I got the 19 pounds.
Okay.
Did I say I got the COVID-19?
You did say that.
I got the COVID-19. I'm not getting on the scale. I'm going to go on a diet and work on the treadmill because I look really fat on the video too with my nasty COVID beard. All right, this is the 67C. We're gonna do the 11 hardest math problems. Ready? Number 50 says Marcia makes and sells handcrafted picture frames in 2 sizes, small and large. It takes her 2 hours to make a small. It takes her 3 hours to make a large. The shaded triangle arranged below shows the graph of the system of inequalities representing the weekly constraints Marcia has in making frames. Who the hell does that? This is actually true. This is a real thing that happens in business. For making and selling S small frames and L large frames, Marcia makes a profit of $30S plus $70L dollars. Marcia sells all the frames she makes. Isn't that great? She sells all the frames she makes. That's like me saying everybody watches my videos that I make except for the 3 of you who are watching. All right. This is called linear programming. And it is a linear function that optimizes how to produce things. It is used in business all the time. This is a real thing in the real world. Question number 50 says, it still shows the cut and paste. The weekly constraint represented by the horizontal line segment, Phil reads with his pen, 9-2 means each week she makes a minimum 9-2 horizontal line. Horizontal intersects the y-axis, which is the number of large frames. She makes a minimum of 2 large frames. That's a 50. This says, where does this system of inequalities intercept the y-axis? 9-2 means 2 large. All right, you have to keep this in mind as we go. We'll have to go back and forth a little bit because the other questions, the next 2 questions relate to this graph. And this is a question missed by at least 90% of my students. So this is a really hard one. For every hour, multiplication, that Marcia spends making frames in the 2nd week of December each year, she donates $3 from that week's profit to a local charity. So it's $3 times every hour. This year, she made 4 large plus 2 small frames in the week. Which of the following is the percent of the week's profit that she donated to charity? So we'll have to come up with the hours and the profit. So this was 4 times 3 hours for the large, if you remember that. If not, I'll have to click black. Plus 2 times 2 the small. I have this problem memorized, obviously. It's 7 plus 4, or 11 hours. Wait a second. Did I do that right? $3 from each one. Let's go back and read it. 3 hours to make a large, 2 hours to make a small. She makes 4 large, 3 hours, 2 small in that week. I'm just checking my work because I'm looking at this and thinking, 4 times 3 is 12. I added. See what I did? You see what I did there? It's a bad day, Phil McCaffrey. 16. Because I knew that answer already, so that's why I had to check my work. So it's 16 hours, and it's $3 for every hour. 3 times 16 is $48. Wonder if 48 is an answer. No. It's the percent of the total, And the total, let's go back and get that, says 30s plus 70L. 30s plus 70L. How many large? 4. 30 times 2 small plus 70 times 4. So this is 60 plus 280 or 340. Let's get out my calculator. Uh-oh, no calculator. Let's use my calculator on my phone. So 48 divided by 340. Then I've got my YouTube going on. It's 14.11. 14% is the correct answer. Let's look at how many steps I had to do here. 1, identify the 4 large plus 2 small, multiply it. So 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps, 4 steps, 5 steps, 6 steps, 7 steps, 8 steps to get this answer choice. I have never ever seen an ACT problem that was 8 steps. That's what makes this one hard. What's the maximum profit she can earn from the picture frames she makes in 1 week? Maximum profit. So we have to go back. Let's snag that bad boy, that picture. Let's copy it and go back and paste it. And we're going to paste it and pull it down here. So the maximum she makes, it's $70 for a large, and she can make 8 large. So this question asks, what's 70 times 8 or 8 times 7, 560? You can put in all the other constraints and you won't get past 560. Why? Because $70 is a whole lot more than $30. So that last question was 8 steps, and this question was, what is 7 times 8? That's how easy the ACT math can be. Ready? We saw this yesterday. The determinant of a matrix A, B, C, D is equal to AD minus CV. Which is the value of x for which x8, xx to have a determinant of negative 16? That's ready. X times x minus 8 times x equals negative 16. We now, just like yesterday, we have a system of equations. We have a quadratic equation. The determinant almost always is turned into a factoring problem, and this is x minus 4 quantity squared. What number gets us there? 4. Dun, 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 dun. We're going to start playing that. Damien's going to write me the math guy song. So be watching out, peeps. I'm starting my own TikTok. I started a TikTok today. We're going to be the math guy. I love this question. It's a 54. It is ridiculously easy. It's an in terms of. Ready? A formula for finding the value of $8 or P dollars invested at I% interest compounded for blah, 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 blah. What is P in terms of? This says what is P equal to. That means what is P equal to. They give you this equation. They want you to take what's in the parentheses and divide by it. It's A over 1 plus 0.1 I to the n. It's this. It's like if I said 3x equals 7, what does x equal? X equals 7 divided by 3. That's what they're asking here. This problem literally takes me 15 seconds and it's a 54. So don't be afraid of the ACT. If x and y are real numbers such that x is greater than 1 and y is less than negative 1, which of the following inequalities must be true? We have variables in the question, variables in the answer. We're going to plug in numbers. What is a number greater than 1, Damien?
2.
2. What is a number less than negative 1?
Negative 2.
Negative 2. Let's go with 2 and negative 2. 2 divided by negative 2 is greater than 1. No. 2 squared is greater than the absolute value of negative 2. That's true, except for this is an inequality. So x is going to stay at 2, and y could be negative 3 billion. Now, is 2 squared greater than the absolute value of negative 3 billion? No. So when there's an inequality, the ACT loves, and the SAT both, love absolute values and inequalities. So I say to do it like this. Go with 2 and 2, and then 2 and 10, and then 2 and 10. So even if I put 10 here, 2 squared is not greater than the absolute value of negative 10. 2 squared is 4. The absolute value of negative 10 is positive 10. That doesn't work. Ready? X over 3 minus 5 is greater than y over 3 minus 5. Add 5 to both sides, so 5 goes away. Multiply by both sides, they go away. Is 2 greater than negative 2? We have a winner, winner, chicken dinner. That's the answer. X squared plus 1 is greater than y squared plus 1. Put in 2 and negative 10. You get 2 plus 1 is 5. Negative 10 is 101. Is 5 greater than 101? No. 2 to the negative 2, 1 over 2, is greater than 1 over y to the negative 2, which, well, this would be 4 if we use 2. 1 over 4 is greater than 1 over 4. Now let's do the absurd. Let's put 3 billion in for the positive. This is 3 billion now. 1 over 3 billion is greater than 1 over 4. Not. Love this question. Really hard question. Students miss it all the time. Plug in numbers. The one that plug in numbers, it was divided by 3. Put in negative 3. If you divide by 3, put in a multiple of 3. Remember yesterday with the dog? Remember the dog thing yesterday? Seven cans of food in 3 days. If it's in 3 days, put in 3. So for B, for answer choice C, we could have put in 3 over 3 minus 5 is greater than negative 3 over 3 minus 5. And that's true. It's always true. Whatever negative number you put in is always going to be less. This right here, the day I first saw this problem, way back when in 2000, it came out in 2012. I don't think I was really working hard on the ACTs. Maybe I saw this one in 2012, maybe not. At the time, I thought this was the hardest problem. Monday, those two were harder, but this problem took me a good 15 minutes to solve. I was like, yo. So the hippocampus remembering, going through the amygdala to the prefrontal cortex for the executive decision to make this, I had to remember the formula. And what does it say? Triangles ABC and PQR are shown below. The given side lengths are in centimeters. Who cares? The area of ABC is 30. What is the area of PQR? What's Phil's rules? Write an equation. What's the area of a triangle? The area of a triangle is 1/2 the base times the height. Ready? Let's draw the base. X, Y, 70. Let's draw this base. Ready? X, 110. Y. What's this? 70. Uh-oh. Look what we have. The height of this triangle is 70y 20. The height of this triangle is 70y 20. Angle, side, angle. Angle, side, angle. They are the same. Love this problem. It's ridiculously hard. It took me 15 minutes. There's no way I would have gotten it. Except for, I would guess the same, because the height is the sine of 70 is the same as the sine of 110. So one of the things to think about is 70 is less than 70 is 20 less than 90, and 110 is 20 more than 90. So watch that. They're the same. That's where this comes out. That is being a real big math nerd. Students tell me all the time, oh yeah, like they bring this in. I think I have tutored since 2012. Let's see, I wish David was on. David, are you on? Let's call it 200 students a year. How many? That's 6 years. What's 6 times 2? 1,000? Yeah. Let's call it 1,000 students. 1,000 students have done this problem with me. Exactly this many have gotten it right. And the students are like, oh, I got 56 right. I'm like, good, show it to me. They go, oh, I guessed. I go, you didn't get it right if you guessed. Moron. Duh. Dun. I'm the math guy. All right, triangle ABC shown in the figure below is the measure of 40 degrees. ABC is 18. AC is 12. And then it gives the laws of sines and cosines. We saw this yesterday. This is on my video called The Law of Sines and Cosines. This one, absolutely every student I have ever taught can get this question right because it asks you to recognize this formula, which is right here. And that is this angle, this side BC has opposite angle. So that's its opposite angle, and the other two sides are 12 and 13. If you notice something about the laws of sines and cosines, it is the Pythagorean theorem because the cosine of 90 is 0. So it's a squared plus b squared. Whoever came up with this was ridiculously intelligent. Well, hold on a second. Oh, Damien, you got your phone?
Yes?
Ask Siri who invented the law of cosines.
Who invented the law of cosines?
Here's what I found.
Euclid?
Euclid. Euclidean geometry? Get out. Awesome. I've been wondering that for about like 20 years and have never looked it up. Damien and I have been talking about how awesome it is to talk to your phones and ask questions. Hey, what's this? Ready? 58. The sum of the first 4 terms of the arithmetic sequence, in which the 6th term is 8 and the 10th term is 13. This problem sucks. But I said arithmetic. What is it?
Arithmetic?
It's arithmetic. I'm going to search the internet and find. I have been saying this word wrong for 25 years. There is a word arithmetic. There is. I'm going to find it. Somebody Google arithmetic. Hit Siri. Siri, what is the definition of arithmetic?
Define arithmetic.
I found this on the web.
It starts with an E. Arithmetic. I don't know.
Oh, I am wrong. Gosh, dang it. Ready, the first 4 terms. 1, 2, 3, 4. When they give you a sequence and they tell you the number of terms, draw blanks. And the 6th term, 5, 6, 7, 8. Look how bad boy this is. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Uh-oh. 9, 10. Almost ran out of space. The 10th term is 13. The 8th term is 10. Wait a second. What am I doing here? 8 is the 10th term. The 6th term is 8. The 10th term is 13. Bump. Banana. Ready? So we're going from 6 to 10. We go 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces over, and we're going from 8 to 13, which is 5. So in an arithmetic sequence, we are adding the same thing. What are we adding here? 5 over 4, or 1.25. Now we have to go backwards 1.25. And then add all these bad boys up. Oh my gosh. Now I have to really use my calculator. So ready, 8 minus... I got my video going here. This isn't working out for me. I need to get my calculator. Minus 1.25. 6.75. I wanted to get started because I knew if I got started I could do 5.5, 4.25, 3.0, and then that is 1.75, and then you have to add all those up. So 1.75. This is what makes this a hard problem, is that it's so long. Plus 3 plus 4.25 plus, isn't it awesome that you can do this on your phone? 5.5 equals 14.5. All right, one of my favorite things, I say this all the time in the videos, is when I was a little kid and calculators came out and they were using them in math class, old teachers in the 70s, and I don't know if some of your math teachers have said this to you, but ask your parents, you won't have a calculator with you everywhere you go. You need to learn how to do arithmetic. Guess what? Wrong. You have a calculator with you everywhere you go. You can be on the Himalayan mountains and the calculator is programmed in here. As long as you have a charge and it can stand the freezing weather of Mount Everest, you still have a calculator on with you. 59, ready? The equation, x squared plus mx plus n equals 0. M and n are integers. The only, let's circle the word that matters, the only possible value for x is negative 3. This is a parabola. Its vertex is negative 3. That means its factor is x plus 3. Remember, factors are opposite of solutions. This word here is called 4 things on the ACT. It is called the solution when the equation equals 0. It is called the root. It is called the 0. And it is also the x-intercept. This is called the factor. If you are a student of mine, you are going to write down solution, root, 0, x-intercept, factor, those 5 things, because it gets asked every time. SAT and ACT, the bad boy here is, what is the value of m, so that is x plus 3 quantity squared, because it's a perfect square, because it only has one solution, and the discriminant is equal to 0, and this is x squared plus 6x plus 9. That's number 59. Ready? 60. On the ACT, the solution set of which of the following equations is the set of real numbers that are 5 units from -3? Absolute value measures distance. It measures distance from 0. It also measures other distances and tolerances. So if I go to -3 and I go 5 units each way, let's go 5 units to the left. Damien, what is 3 minus 5?
-8.
-8. What is 3 plus 5?
+2.
Plus 2. The answers that work are -8 plus 2. Let's go. Ready? 2 plus 3 is 5. Checks. Now I'm going to write it over here. 2 plus 3 equals 5. -8 plus 3 equals -5, which would be an absolute value. Here's my answer. What's another way to solve this one? I don't care. Draw a picture. This is absolute value. I'm Phil McCaffrey. It's 8:30 prep. Tomorrow we will be doing the test from 2009. I might even do this again a little bit. There's a couple more official practice tests. I really like doing the 11 hardest problems. I think this might be something we do quite a bit, and you're going to see it on TikTok. I'm Phil McCaffrey. I will see you tomorrow night on Thursday.